we'll see a summary of the poem Abachari and then we will go to the line by line explanation. So the poem begins with the speaker telling the reader that his father died. When he died, he left behind a lot. There are many useless and meaningless things like dust and old papers. But there are also memories and rituals which are going to last a lifetime. In the second half of the poem, the speaker describes how they cremated his father, and threw his leftover bones into the river. He also speaks about something he learned but is yet to see with his own eyes. Apparently, his father left an obituary in a local paper. Now the son is searching the most popular papers for it, hoping to see this other thing he left behind. The poem ends with an emphasis on the importance of the rituals that came from his father and are now established parts of family life. So obituary is a notice of death, especially in newspaper, typically including a brief biography of the deceased person. Okay, now we'll see the line by line analysis. Father, when he passed on, left dust on a table of papers, left debts and daughters, a bedwetting grandson named by the toss of a coin after him. So even though the title is obituary and it is about the poet or the speaker's father who has passed away, it has a comical type of tone to this particular poem. The speaker begins by telling the reader who died, his father, that the speaker focuses on what the father left behind. There were utterly normal things that have taken on a new importance, such as dust on a table of papers and debts and daughters. The father also left behind a grandson, bedwetting grandson, named after him. Little details like the fact that the grandson was named after him because of a toss of a coin are interesting and bring the reader closer to the speaker's family. A house that leaned slowly through our growing years on a bent coconut tree in the yard, being the burning type, he burned properly at the cremation. So he lists of things the father left behind grows. There was a house that has had been leaning slowly throughout the speaker's years. It is on a coconut tree in the yard. In the next lines, there are a number of things the burning could allude to. Practices associated with farming are the most obvious. To make it more complicated and relate it more easily to the laws, the speaker compares his father's habit of burning to the way he burned promptly when he was cremated. So it can be also it can be defined or it can be inferred that maybe his father was an ill-tempered man, very angry man. Okay, burning type. Okay. The humor here lightens the mood a bit and tells the readers that the speaker is not intending to speak too heavily on loss and depression. Instead, he is celebrating his father's life. As before, easily and at both ends left his eye coins in the ashes that didn't look one bit different. Several spine discs, rough, sunburned to call for sons. He refers to the eye coins. So there is a tradition of putting coins on a dead person's eyes when they are buried, or in this case before they are cremated. He draws attention to the fact that the coins didn't burn. They were left in the ashes looking the same as when they went into the fire. So alongside the coins are several spinal discs. After burning or cremating the person, there are some leftovers, that is, some bones are there, several spinal discs. These, unlike the coins, are rough and some are burnt to coal. For sons to pick gingerly and throw, as the priest said, facing east, where three rivers met near the railway station. Not long-standing head, no long-standing headstone with his full name and two dates. So the sons, the speaker and his brother, engage in a ritual of throwing these bits of bone as a part of tradition. Rites are there after the death of their father. They have to do some kind of rites. So this priest says that they have to face east and they have to throw these kind of things that they collected after cremating. That is the bones leftovers of their father. Facing east where three rivers met near the railway station. So the three rivers place is spiritually sacred place uh, for the priest or these kind of ceremonies. Okay, the speaker mixes traditional and mysticism with reality. This ritual happens now somewhere normal, right near a train station. For Indian culture, this is a very common thing. After cremation, we have this habit of throwing or we have this habit of this rite or after cremation, that is these bones are collected and they are thrown or they are given to the river. Okay, so he goes on to describe how they choose not to have a